I'll share my screen. Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
You can, right? Okay, good. So we would start with Java. So before entering, Java is a programming language, and we call it as it comes under software, right? So why do we need a software? What is the purpose of all the softwares which has been built in the world? So I want this to be more interactive. So feel free to answer. No problem even if you are wrong. This is just an educative session so that we all can learn together. So let's start from the global side. So what is the purpose of all the softwares or the terminologies for the past 20 years or 30 years, whatever has been built? Why has software evolved?
Just make it easy.
Okay.
Work easy.
To make the work easy, correct. So to make the human work easy, to make the repetitive work easy, and eventually we can save time. We can be more productive in doing something else, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the simplest software which you know or which you have been using?
Calculator.
Calculator, correct. So the calculator is the simplest simplest machine which has a logic built in it, which will know to add to numbers, multiply, division, or that is the basic calculator. If it goes to scientific calculator, then we'll have more advanced feature. So the need for software is time saving, productivity improvement, and the simplest known. So now let's go into the Java. Java comes under one of these software to build, to make the human work easier. So the Java versions are grouped into three: ME Micro Edition, SE Standard Edition, E is Enterprise Edition, and the order is from lowest to highest. So Micro Edition is mostly used for mobile or small devices, and Standard Edition is the standard set of Java libraries, and Enterprise Edition is used by the enterprise companies which has more features in it. So if we go to this link, we can see the actual versions of Java. So currently, if you see here, 21st March, Java 20 has been released, OpenJDK 20 has been released. But if you notice the color codings, you can see something as green color, which has a term LTS, which is long term support. So any version which has the LTS in it means the developers will be provided support for more number of years. So Java 17 was released almost 2 years back, and still they will be supporting until 2026, which is 3 years from now. So it has a long period. So most of the companies, or when we select Java version, you have to select the LTS version instead of the intermediate version. If you select an LTS version, you will have a longer period. It's like a warranty. You will have longer period so that the software will work without any issues. So the previous LTS, if you see, was 11, and prior to that 8. Still, most of the companies are using 8 only. They have not upgraded. Okay. Hello. Yeah. If I get an answer right, if it's interactive, then I would also feel like okay, because I know
Yeah.
it's evening time and you all would be busy after your entire day, and I know it is tough to be attentive, but still let's try to focus as much as we can and make productive out of it. Okay, so this is about the versions. Just wanted to do something about it because the most common question you will be getting is what version of Java you are using, and when you go to install you will be seeing, oh my god, I have these many versions, which one should I use? So you can blindly go with the LTS version. If you are confused, go with the latest LTS version. Okay, now Java installation, I'll share this link. So if you go to the Oracle JDK, you, as I said, Java 17 is the LTS version, so you can install Java 17 from here. If you are using Windows, you can select 64-bit or MSI installer, download it and install. If you have a Linux or Mac OS, then you can accordingly select it. Okay, once you have installed the Java, okay, anyway, we'll go hands on. I will be asking you to share your screen. Okay, so no worries. I'm just going over the high level concept now. We'll be having an interactive session where you have to share your screen, ensure that the Java is installed, and ensure that you have hands on. Because at the end of the day, I don't want this to be another classroom session where teachers used to take a boring theory and we used to sleep most of the time, and everything will evaporate from our brain. So since you are spending some time in your evening time 8 to 9, then let's ensure that we are productive and we take something out of it. So to install the Java, we have the link. After the installation is done, to ensure that the Java is installed correctly, you can see Java -- version. If you give the syntax, you will see which version of Java has been installed. This will ensure that you have the Java properly installed in your machine. And Java C -- version. Again, we'll come back what is Java C. So these are two things. This will skip for now. Okay, to develop Java programs, what I would recommend is to install this Eclipse, which is an IDE, Integrated Development Environment. You can go to Eclipse and you would, I think I have opened it, yeah. So you can take the 2023 June release version. You can download from whichever OS you are having, and it's just a double click. Once you click on it, it would install. So once you install, it would be like this. You open it, the Eclipse would open like this. I have the 2023 June version, which is the latest. So your Eclipse would come something like this. Close all these. Okay, so let's go to the first program. Okay, so after today's class, I would like everyone, like all three of you, to install the Eclipse and go and run this. Install the Java, install the Eclipse, and run this and see that you have the proper version of Java installed. Okay, so that would be the task for today, I mean tomorrow. So the day after tomorrow when we meet, you can share your screen, each one of you can share your screen and show me that the Java is installed, and open up the Eclipse and show me that the Eclipse is installed. Okay, got it?
Yes.
So yeah, great. So that way we'll ensure that we all are in same page and you have a hands-on. You have to make your hands dirty with the coding to learn it. Yes, that's the only way. You cannot stay on the stay outside the water and learn swimming. You have to just dive into it and learn it. So let's go into the first program. Of course, you can just take a look at it. Nothing to understand for now. So I'll go here. I'll go to Java project. I'll do as Java training. Everything default. I'll just click OK. I'll right click here, new class, main program, and OK. So before I go here, let's talk about how Java works. The way Java works is we write a human readable file. We call it as hello.java. So in this case, you can see here main program.java. So it is a human readable format. Why? Because I can read public class main program. I am able to read it. So it is a human readable format. Now, once you have written your human readable format, we use the Java C and we convert that into machine readable format, which is also called as byte format. Once you have the byte format, you can execute this byte format and you can see the output. So it is a 1, 2 and 3 step process. So first I have the Java file written. I am going to print system.out. No worries if you don't understand anything, because I am not into any of these keywords. So don't try to no worries if you don't understand any of these keywords. What is static? What is void? Why is he typing like this? I just want to have a feel of the Java. So welcome to Java world. So once I run it, you can see that the execution is happening behind the screen. Everything the Eclipse is taking care. But if we go here and if we go to the actual folder, you can see that there is a main program.class file. Okay. We didn't write this. We wrote only the main program.java file. I can right click and open. You can see here, this is what we wrote. But something came up automatically. I am going to delete it because I didn't write. I am going to now just give a space and save it. You go here, automatically it is again created. Do you follow? All
Yes.
three of you? Yeah, Ilakya and Yoshika as well. Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
this file is automatically getting created even if I delete. That is what is happening in the second step. When I write a human readable format, the compiler converts into a machine readable format. If we open this file, since we are telling that it is a machine readable format, this file should be understandable or not? What do you say? This file, I right clicked and saw that I am able to read it. A machine readable file, how it should be? Whether human can understand or not?
No, it will be in binary form.
It should not be understood by human. So if I try to open this file here, it is not this one. If I open the raw file, okay, I don't have a proper extension. So, but if you open this file in under, okay, I'll try to open in here it is, text file. See here, there's some junk coding which we don't understand. I don't know what is this, right? So this is the machine readable format or the bytecode format. So what Java compiler does, it takes the human readable format, converts to a machine readable format. From the machine readable format, it executes and gives the output welcome to Java world. Okay. Any questions so far? Just focus on this alone. How Java works. This is the fundamental. Okay, you need not worry about the output or worry about the program because you will get all these in the internet. I am not going to teach anything new syntax for you because if you go to Google and you tell like give me a Java program, it's going to give everything. Now with the chat GPT, right? You
Yes.
can just ask it anything and it's going to. So if you go to chat GPT, I hope you would have used it. Anyway, I will just show. If you go to chat GPT and ask write a Java program to print hello world, it's going to do the entire work for you. So chat GPT, okay, here it is. So write a Java program to print hello world. So if I give this, sure. So see, whatever we wrote, Chat GPT has given. It is clearly explaining what is what. You can tell. You can ask again. Explain me more about the program. So we are not going to learn syntax because the internet has a whole bunch of it. So, but all we learn is the concept, how it works. So, is this clear? How Java works? So you need to understand Java file to class file to output. Okay. So proceeding now, I'll open up. uh, Okay. So we have the CPU, your CPU, right? Your CPU or your laptop. If you had a desktop, you'll have a CPU. Otherwise, also you'll have a laptop CPU inbuilt, right? So you have the hardware. On top of the hardware, what do you have? Ilakya and Joshika, are you also following it? Okay, so on top of the hardware, what do you have? This is the hardware, which is a CPU box, right? If it was a desktop, it would be a box, or if it is a laptop, it's just an inbuilt thing. So on top of the hardware, we have the OS, operating system, Windows, because you don't interact with the hardware, correct? You don't interact with the CPU directly. You don't talk with the hard drive. All you know is when you switch on your laptop or desktop, you get a Windows OS or Mac OS or Linux, Ubuntu or Linux OS, right? So on top of hardware, we have the OS running. So on top of OS, so if you see this box, right, the Java bytecode is executed to output, correct? The bytecode is read by machine, right? Because it is a machine readable format. So a machine is reading the file, correct?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I was waiting for a reply. Thank God you replied. I was
I thought I could tell.
no, I was waiting to see who is going to reply me. Okay, so the machine readable byte code is getting executed as output by someone. That someone is actually machine. That machine is called as JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, so this machine is responsible to read the byte code this is responsible to read the byte code and convert as a output byte code or dot class file. So it is this is going to read the out this one and it's going to give us output. Clear?
Yes.
So in this section, when we tell human readable is being converted as machine readable, something is doing it, correct? That something is called, any idea?
Fine.
Compiler, Java compiler. So Java compiler is going to convert human readable format file which can be back. Okay, so which can be read by human as a byte code. Do you follow this? This is very basic, fundamental, and if you understand this, writing syntax will be very easy. So Java compiler converts the human readable format file into byte format. Java virtual machine reads the byte format and gives the output. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now which is missing here? We have covered this, we have covered here, we have covered this, this and this. Everything is covered. Now, this Java virtual machine cannot survive on its own. Okay, it needs some environment. Same like how a fish needs a fish tank, right? So Java virtual machine needs something to run. It needs some environment. This environment is called JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Clear? If this is clear, then you should be able to answer what is compiler, what is JRE, what is JVM, what is a byte code, what is a human readable format code. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Joshika, what is JVM?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. What is JVM?
JVM is a virtual Java virtual.
Okay. More. Tell me more about it.
It works under the environment named JRE, Java Runtime Environment.
Okay.
And it produces the output, which is read by bytecode.
Yeah. So the job of virtual machine is to read the bytecode and execute the bytecode and give the output. So if human readable format, here if the user is asking what is 10 plus 10, okay, if he is asking, the answer should be given as 20 here, correct? So 10 plus 10, this would be going as a byte code. The JVM has the logic, it uses the byte code, execute that 10 plus 10 and gives the output. Clear? Yeah. Ilakya, what is Java compiler? What is the role of?
It converts human readable into machine readable or as bytecodes.
Correct. So it reads a human readable file as machine readable file or bytecode, or we call it as dot class file. So you can tell dot Java file to okay, so I'll go here. So this is what I wrote. We have the CPU, we have the OS, we have the JVM, JRE, bytecode compiler, Java code. So what is compiler? Compiler, it converts dot Java file to dot class file. Other words, human readable to machine readable. Other is text file to bytecode, or you can write Java code to bytecode. These are the Java. These are the different ways of explaining what's a compiler. But all the three are same answers, right? We are just telling in a different way. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, yeah, good. So Java is called as a Vora, which is write once, run anywhere. Vora. Write once, run anywhere. The reason is I have written a Java file. The Java compiler converts to bytecode. Okay, so this is a, let's assume this is a Windows machine. Now, let us take another machine, which is Apple Mac. Okay, iMac. In this case, the Java, the bytecode, right? It would still run here. The single code, right? Whatever we have here, this file, I am running in Linux machine now. My machine is Ubuntu. But if I give you this file, in your Windows machine also this will run. In Mac machine also it will run. So write once. I have written only once. Run anywhere. You run in Mac, you run in Windows, you run in Linux. That is why it is called as Vora. Write once, run everywhere. Run anywhere. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So the ultimate reason of a programming language is handling real world problem. Okay, the softwares we are building is not for someone in Mars or someone in other planet. It is for us. The softwares, day-to-day software which we are building is to solve the real world problem using virtual world solution. Right? If you take Amazon, we need to buy. Okay, we need to buy something. That is our real world problem. We need to buy a product, a real world. But we are using through a mobile, we are placing an order that goes through a software. So what is the software doing there? It is solving the real world problem using a virtual world. Java is not something which you can see. You cannot touch in hand and see, right? It is just with respect to the particular OS. If I shut down the OS, Java is gone. You cannot see until you reboot the machine. So it's a virtual. So the softwares are not real, correct? If you turn off your mobile, you cannot use WhatsApp. But what problem WhatsApp is solving?
Communication.
Communication. Exactly. Communication. Communication between two persons is the real world problem. And it is solved by WhatsApp. Can you name something else also? I gave Amazon, WhatsApp.
Correct.
Yes. You name something and tell what is the real world problem a particular software is solving. Each one
Yeah,
of
OLX itself.
Oh,
All things.
correct. Ilakya,
Sir,
can you give some real world problem and tell which software is solving that? He said about huh?
chat,
Chat GPT. Okay, what real
yes.
world what
Nothing, sir.
what real world problem Chat GPT is solving?
It helps us to study or any materials.
Okay, okay. Anything else, Joshika?
Some matrimony websites.
Matrimony website. The real world problem it solves is finding a bridegroom.
Yes.
Great. So that is what you have to understand first. Software is not something totally detached from us. The softwares are built only for solving our real world problems, which we cannot solve or which it would take time to solve. Without matrimony site, it would take time, it would take hours to research, go and meet people and find out who is there and who would be a better suit, better person, right? That's what was happening previously. With WhatsApp or OLX or ChatGPT, whatever you mentioned, the problem is now solved so easily. So as a person who are learning Java or by mean any programming language, you have to understand that I am going to solve some real world problem. That is why I am learning Java. Okay, you are not learning this just for namesake. You are going to use this to solve some problem. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay. I think we can stop this for today. I don't want to proceed without you all having the Eclipse installed. So what you do is I'll give the Eclipse download path, or you can also download it. It's 2023-06R. You can install the Java and you can install the Eclipse. Okay, so all three of you, if you are facing some issue, just communicate with each other and get it solved. If you are not able to solve, then you can reach out to me. I will help you out. So by tomorrow's, day after tomorrow, we'll again meet Wednesday. So we'll have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 to 9. Is that fine for you? So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So you'll have one day break, and you can use that to refresh, or you can just relax. So for Wednesday's session, try to have the Eclipse and Java installed, and you have to open this way. The Eclipse should open without issue so that you can start typing your program. That is the goal. Okay. So once this is done, from Wednesday we'll start slowly touching the concepts from variables. Is that fine? Is that a
Okay.
plan? Yeah. Okay then. I think we can wrap up today. If you have some questions, you can let me know. By the way, I didn't introduce myself, right? I mean, Joshika would know, but not much, I guess. So I'm Rajesh. I have around, I've been in IT field for the past 17 years, and still I'm working. I'm working in an IT company. I took a break from IT like 2.5 years back. I was working as a German teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya, and now once again I'm back to IT. So I'm pretty much from Java background, and I've worked in Java, Python, PHP, Angular, most of the database structures, and almost I mean all cloud, Google, Azure, and AWS. So most of the technologies, you name it, I have experience in it. for live projects. That's it about myself. Okay, any questions before we wind up?
No, sir.
Okay, good then. So for Wednesday, let's target to have Eclipse up and running in all of your 3 machine, and ensure that you can share your PC. Don't connect from mobile, connect from your machine, so that you can do a screen sharing and I can take a look at it.
No.
Okay, perfect then. Thank you very much. Good night. Yeah,
Yes.
bye bye.